Maybe that light is working for them. It should be. I wonder how much of a delay there is. I wonder how much of a delay there is. Okay, it's actually fine. It's not too bad. If I like type in chat, they come up instantly. Am I quiet or loud? I'm not too sure. I can try and turn it up. I'm not. Does this help? I can try and turn it up. I think that helped a bit, but like not a lot. As my phone is on full volume. As my phone is on full volume. Okay. Okay, I see. Like the more I do, the more it lags. That's a bit of a shame. So I have the hourly range marked. So this is premium discount of the hourly. And I'm probably going to look for a trade going off the like midpoint or premium discount kind of area here. Because it would be taking two buy sides, already taken one. It's like I'm pretty sure it's just going to go up here on open and back down to opening gap and then hopefully to new day gap, but we'll see. I mean, it's only 70 points, but it looks massive because it's been a slow couple of days compared to what we were having last week anyway. So yeah, it's kind of playing out perfectly for the time being. Get up here for open and then back down. So we're going to have open here soon. So I'm just going to stay on regular trading hours so I can mark the open. 10 seconds to open. We should have the opening here somewhere. Here it is. So that is open. Take the flip. Taps. Okay, and I took that buy side as well. 15 seconds over. Oh, all of my charts are frozen, so I'm just going to have to refresh my page. Watch them like not load. No. We'll be interested if we can touch this midpoint here of the range. And then we'll be digging into opening gap and everything after that. So nice, we touched the midpoint. Let's see what kind of reaction we get off of it. Okay. And I'm pretty willing to short free contracts here. Any showing free, because I don't really top tick a lot. I'm actually just going to practice top ticking and see if I can actually work through it. Hopefully we get to scale into the position. Don't really want to see it break that high. Okay. Broke that high anyway. One minute closed above. Okay, I'm just gonna... Oh, this is why I don't top tick, and I normally wait for a setup, but whatever. I'm being more risky with plays, because like spread's not too bad these few days. Okay, I'm just gonna see what happens here. So yeah, I'm fine top ticking because there's not much risk nowadays, because we're not fucking moving 9 million pips per day anymore. Let's see, new day gap. Holy shit! Usual words, Connor. And hopefully we get down to some more. Okay, down to some more here. So that's 6 in. Pretty much on the C of this gap. Perfect. Again, aiming for the new day gap, but obviously high probability is the midpoint of the opening gap. Could have entered some more there, but I'm fine just riding 6. Keeps our risk somewhat low. Should probably put a stop though, because I don't want to see it break the gap. Okay. I guess it's just a fucking choppy open. Doesn't want to go straight down. It's understandable. Let's see. So if it wants to continue going up, what do we have? We have CE of this wick. It could be respected. But again, just a choppy open. Once again, just like yesterday. Hopefully it's not a choppy session like yesterday, where it's like I'm there till 12 AM New York time. But yesterday was actually crazy, man, with Trump speaking. So much volatility. Like up until 12 o'clock. It was actually tradable until like 12 o'clock, and then it started like slowing down. Ridiculous. Definitely getting some high resistance runs the past 2 days. But it still looks like we're going to be able to reach for that C of the opening gap at least. but getting down to the new day gap, I don't know if we have the volatility for it. Do we have any news? Nah, we don't have any news really. That's 3 o'clock news. Choppy open, very choppy open. Oh, that filled me down there. Okay. Sure. Okay. So now we're just looking at the 5-minute wick. I would say my confidence is still to go down. I don't think there's anything really to run up to up here from what I traded yesterday. But we're definitely in premium now for a short. I can remove that. Now that's the opening gap fib. I should remove that. So this is the premium discount one. So I can get rid of that because I know we're in a premium. So this is the 5-minute wick that we're heading into now. We'll see how I react over this one. Okay. Inversion fair value gaps. Have one up here as well. I would like it to get to the midpoint of the wick, but if it's going to take the lower quartile, then so be it. But I think it will try and reach the midpoint. We still haven't had a 1-minute fair value gap formed since open. So we can delete these because looks like could have gone to. So I do see that we've touched the midpoint of the wick now. And it looks like we're going to react nice stuff. I was just like looking because this looked like the midpoint of the wick, which it kind of is. So maybe, I don't know, I still think the confidence is for lower. We have the opening gap, the new day gap. I don't really know what it's reaching up for. Five-minute buy side, or 50-minute buy side, sorry. I guess we could be reaching into like the untouched portion of this gap as well. So I feel like if I am going to get a short, it could be at the 3 o'clock mark now. After 3 o'clock news or heading into 3 o'clock news. Oh, sorry, stretching. Taking that 50-minute buy side. See if it goes with strength, then we're definitely going into the gap. I just don't know, like, I see targets, I just, like, if it's not what my confidence is based on, then I don't take the trade. Which I feel like I could. Definitely is setups, like just entering off the fair value gap, I guess. Have this fair value gap as well, even though it definitely would have stopped me. But yeah, we're heading with strength, so to go into the gaps, pretty high confidence. But again, looking for a short on the day. Yeah, push right through. Yeah, definitely get to the gap. Just don't know. What is red forwarded today? Home sales. Is there anything else? Not really. Not really at all. I would say we're in an extreme premium right now, so I still feel like going for a short is the logical move, rather than longing to this gap and what we could have done. This fib as well, because we don't need it. And this buy side we don't need. Let's check the crypto port to see if this is mooning as well. Would be quite nice if the crypto port is also mooning. If I can find my chance. Of course it's not. Everything's down by like 1 or 2%. Okay, so we have touched into that gap. Except it won't show up my 1 minute because Topstep is pretty awful nowadays in terms of their live data. It's like really buggy. I have no idea why. Okay, so the thing is like a reverse would probably, like, my lowest target would now just be midpoint of the opening gap rather than new day gap. If we nuked on open, the new day gap was definitely the target. But we've gone rallying up all day since Asia. Asia session. Fuck me, I can't use words. Midpoint of the gap. Still continuing up. Crazy. Not going to be rushing for the short here. Even though it's in the target area for the short, I do want structure to shift. Just for more confidence. You know, maybe turning this gap into an inversion fair value gap and then immediate rebalance would be nice. Something along those lines. We have 30 minutes until news, so it can chop a bit. I reckon it will chop a bit in this gap. And if not, then if it just blows out this gap, then I think it'll be a new trade day. And then, you know, I took a low risk trade and lost. Is what it happens. My first losing day in nearly 3 weeks. Which is kind of mental. So this is kind of what we want to see. 1 minute just respecting, 5 minute respecting. Nuking down to this low now. Nice. If this immediate rebalance, I will enter. Okay. Okay, nice. Entry's a bit difficult here. We are top gunning, top blasting for this entry. Because it's still like technically respecting bullish arrays. I think we'll just do a small entry of 3 contracts. Because if you're top blasting, then it's not too much of a risk on my part. Not entering just yet. We're in a 1 minute VI, blasting through it. I mean, even breaking this high and then coming down, maybe dropping for a bit, and then breaking this low, giving us a sell model, could happen. I normally don't do this kind of commentary. I normally just sit here in silence, and then I'm just giving you my mental dialogue in a moment, because I have no idea what to say on stream. I'm just blasting out words. Okay, so we have taken that high, and now coming down and breaking this low would give me a very nice sell model. With 10 o'clock news, basically exactly what I was trading like 6 months ago, and it was pretty consistent. Used to be one of my favorite models. Made me a few grand when I was in Norway with the boys. Cheeky sell model. I don't really want to see it break the high again though. Okay. Actual meme coin behavior from Nasdaq today. It's just mooning. Love to see it. We're just gonna mark the 5-minute gap. I don't know if it's gonna reach for it. It could still just respect this gap because we do have news coming up. But if it wants to, it wants to. I'll also mark C of this long 15-minute wick. Because wicks are gaps, I mean, they're basically lined up anyway, so. I think it does reach for it. Look at this structure. Just respecting all bullish arrays today. Fair enough. If anyone saw along in this open, I didn't. From just objectives of sell side being the opening gap and new day gap. But if they took longs today, I'm sure they secure profits. Somebody gambled along. It's quite humorous how the 2 days I've streamed, I've opened on losses, but I still make back because going to this. So, track record. I don't know if anyone's actually in the stream. I can't see chat for the time being until I sort it out. But if somebody does type in the chat, then I don't know, maybe I'll see it on a replay or something. Who knows? But yeah, that's what we're looking at. We haven't lost in like 16 days, I think. Or had a losing day, sorry, in 16 days. But these last 2 days opened on a loss, so see if we can make it back today or not. Again, no immediate rebalance coming. 5 minutes until news. Long session though. I mean, it's good. I guess it's good for the stream, right? I get to sit here for ages and just watch price. But I think last week I maybe looked at the charts for like 20 minutes max, and I was just done with my trade in like 15 minutes. I think it's just an example of conditions always changing, man. Week to week, day to day. That's why they call it day trading, I guess. Okay, so we are going to reach for that 5-minute gap just before news. But like, I don't know, shorting right now, like, got a decent ways to go. I don't know how impactful the news is going to be. It could just continue ripping up all day. I mean, this 5-minute chart's kind of ridiculous. It's actually just sent it directly up since the Asia session. Mental. Too bad my crypto port isn't doing the same right now. Okay, perfectly tapping the CE of the 5-minute. I don't know if we're going to get any kind of decent structure in 2 minutes for news, but I don't know. Could be a late entry again. But also shorting just seems kind of ridiculous now. I don't know if it reverses all of this. We'll see. We shall see. Yeah, that 15 minutes actually crazy. Oh, it also inversed the 15-minute gap. That's also a thing. So now I'm going for here. Seems feasible with news. Damn. Guess it was just a long day. I guess my bias was off. Yeah, I don't know. The amount of inefficiencies on the daily is kind of disgusting. VI, 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 VI. 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 What? Crazy. Yeah, okay, also blue for that 5-minute. So going up there for the buy side, I guess. Well, just reversing all of the action from yesterday. Literally in a U shape. Gonna keep the 15-minute highlighted because it is inverse. See me being nukes down for news. Then we be aiming for the buy side. I don't really like switching my bias, but when times must, I guess. It's what price is telling me, so. When it needs must. Okay, so that's 10 o'clock. Let's see. Doesn't look like the news is having any impact. Just sending it up. Slowly sending it up. You're gonna get immediate rebalance. Almost. Check this wick here. Lots of wicks today, lots of wicks to be checked. Has blown through them all, obviously, but still. Used to be uncommon that you'd see quite large wicks. Getting a slight pullback off of the quarterly of that 15-minute wick. Again, for it to reversal of this, I'd expected something fast off of news. So, who knows, man. I don't think I'm going to trade for us today. Unless I want to sit here for like 2 hours. But who knows, man. I don't normally do this, but if that body is respected, or it's perfectly respected, I thought it would. Yeah, the end of that range. But that's why you don't do it on a 15-second, because it's just too uncommon. But just irrespected. But it just looked off. I wondered why there was such a large wick. Oh, we're finally getting news impact. Don't think that was news impact. That was just a jolt in price. It would be nice if I could like click and drag and make the news section on Topstep like a dock, like this, like the order plates. I could have it on like the side here, rather than having to like tab in between the two. Yep. I got so accustomed to like the tariff week where we were doing like we were having like 400 pip days, and I got so accustomed to that. So now seeing like an 80 pip be like that far away when it used to be like 400 pips be that far away. It just seems like slow days. But I guess that's better if you're getting funded for the first time. It's a lot better to trade on lower volatility days than trying to send your funded account, especially when you're learning on like 400 pip days. You're going to get ruined on those days if you don't know what you're doing. But I do miss the tariff days because now I'm sat here for like 80-point moves and it takes like 30 minutes to do 80 points. It's kind of awful. I'm saying 80 points because it's 80 points to this buy side. Not like I'm taking the trade to this buy side, but I feel like that could be the target for price at the moment. Because I just don't see it reversing all of this to get down to the opening gap. I don't see why it would have slowly moved up to the midpoint of some random 15-minute wick at the top of the range to then reverse. Like, I don't see why I would ever do that. So that's why I'm saying it's going to go to this buy side. But it's not like we're going to trade off of that. It's both too far into the move to then go for this buy side. And it's just, my original target was new day gap and opening gap, because this new day gap's like 300 points and it hasn't been touched, or except from that tiny little dig into it. So that was my target for the day, but didn't end up working out. That's fine, we take a small loss. Small loss on the second day streaming. My first loss in, let's see how many days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 days. Didn't beat my highest win streak. RP. I got to 15 though. Is it now going to give us an imbalance? No. Sorry, fuck, I keep forgetting the name of it. Oh, it's actually just slipped my mind. Immediate rebalance, there you go, immediate rebalance. When these two wicks would overlap, instead of forming the fair value gap here. So if these two wicks overlapped, it's just confidence for price to continue going down in this scenario, because this candle and this candle are red. So it would be downwards price action. Tina though did respect the fair value gap. I just don't think it's going to reverse all the way. It just seems a bit silly for price to have done all of this to reverse to what I guess would be the open gap. But if we take the fib of the range, which I don't really know where to take it from, to be honest, because we can take it from here, or we can take it from open. So if we take it from open, the lowest low from open to the highest, you literally have the CE of the inversion fair value gap. Guess we could take the short into the inversion fair value gap as like a low target, but I don't know, man. I don't trust a short in this range. There's no way. If anything, it's just digging into the fair value gaps to go to the buy side, but nothing's a high confidence trade at the moment in my eyes. If I was on a challenge account, maybe I'd gamble it, because it's fucking challenge accounts. But if you're actually trying to learn how to trade, then I wouldn't say to anyone that this is a high probability trade. My eyes are on the CE of this wick, because it barely touching into this gap is quite a nice sign. See where it gets to. Or literally perfectly. Yeah, I thought it would. Okay, so price is going to go lower, but we don't know for how long. Especially because we're in a 5-minute gap. Yeah. Again, situational awareness. Equal lows here as well. On the 15-second. Not like they're important. Just gives price more of a reason to kind of go down in the short term. Okay, so I'll delete these 2 pips because that's fine. I'll just mark this. Like when I'm just tape reading, I'll just mark anything that I should really be looking on at any point in time. It's not like I'm going to enter or anything of it. I just like to see what price does around it. As you can see, it's respecting the C. We have the equal lows here, so you could target them. Could have been a trade idea. So 30-ish points. It's alright. But I'm just not going to trade this market when it's rallied up the entire morning. Just to come to a stop at basically a 15-minute wick. Like, doesn't make sense to be trading off of that, to be honest. Maybe this wick that I've deleted the fib off of, but it got to like, well, I even took it actually. Yeah, I have no idea why prices just come to a like kind of chop here. I guess like news is over. It's past 10 o'clock. Market's not really going to do much from now on. Kansas City Fed manufacturing. Kansas Chiefs. Still respecting the CE. Would be funny just a 15 mini enter for the equal lows. No balls, 15 minis. I'm gonna say it, but like, it's just that I don't see it reversing this entire range to get to the opening. I can see I don't need it to, but even down here's a bit of a stretch for the inversion gap. I don't see why price would rally all the way up here for no reason, unless we're in like some sort of daily VI. Oh, we are from like multiple days ago, but still. Doesn't make entire sense why it would just stop there. I guess that is kind of a nice beginner entry though. So it's the 1 minute CE that you would have price entry around a 13 pip stop. It's a pretty good trade if it does end up going for these lows, which it should do because smooth edges always get taken. So what's that? Like 15 pips for 34, 2 RR. Pretty much all you need as a beginner. But in these market conditions, I'm just not taking that trade. Okay, we have a very small feather egg up here under 15 seconds. So my eyes are up right now. Doesn't respect it. Just goes back into the 1 minute. See, this is why you just don't take in these market conditions, because it's just going to chop you up. Especially because we're 20 past 10. Like, why am I watching the market at 20 past 10? So yeah, we just chopped a bit in the 5 minute per hour gap. Again, didn't seem right for price to just stop here. Do you think it would end up going here by the end of the session? End of the session being like lunch macro. Okay, well, do I want to enter to go for this? I mean, it's inversed all of this. Am I going to top blast it? Fuck it, top blast it for content. Oh my god, I'm glad I did not click that button. Holy Christ. I don't know, is it worth it taking like a bad entry just for content? It's not really clippable if it's just a horrible entry, surely. Even if it's on like 15 minis and I'm making like a shit ton of money. I still would rather have a good entry on like one contract than 15 minis making 10 grand. Okay, I'll just fucking enter 3 contracts here. Whatever, we'll top blast, because it's funny. Lol. Number 1 world's first day trader is streaming. This is all for entertainment value. This is the world's worst entry. Don't try this at home. Never top blast on your accounts. Topstep, if you end up seeing this video and you take me into live funded, because you've already emailed me about it twice now, this is not how I trade. I'm top blasting for content. I guess like the one thing my eyes would be peeled on is if like it comes down into here. Inversion fair value gap entry would have been a lot better. Like if it was going to be a good entry, I'd say my target entry would have been here. But like again, like I was saying this entire stream, this fucking structure is just not good to trade in. But I've top blasted for content, so oh well. just don't try this at home, and I do not deserve to see the pearly gates of heaven for entering this trade. I actually deserve the 7 rings of hell. Yeah, very slow. Because of the time, there's no news driver anymore. It's already rallied up like, how many pips? 200-ish. To be expected at 10:30 though. It's a very slow chop. Other than yesterday, because Trump was speaking at 11 o'clock, which I did not know. I wish I was streaming for that entry that I took when Trump was speaking. Nuke down, I was up like 6 grand, and then it wicked me out, because I don't know what he said, but it wicked me out to the tick. It's quite funny. And somehow still ended the day in profit, because I'm just lucky. No. Maybe it gives people the inversion fellow gap entry. Still just extremely late entry if you're gonna go for buy side this late in the day. Okay, so I guess I'll show some sort of risk management, even though it's just a terrible entry. So where would I put my stop if I entered in the inversion power gap? Probably on like the CE of this wick. That is forming the bottom of the fair value gap. It's like down here. Again, horrible entry. Didn't try this at home. Don't try any of this at home, to be fair. None of this is financial advice. Never will be. I'm just here to show you that even at 21 years of age, you can learn how to trade and shit. I started when I was 17. So I have going on 3 years of experience. And I still top last for content. Yeah, I mean, this is just like the main thing about my strategy, I guess, is just learning what kind of major liquidity pools it's going to go for. And reading every single minor level in price. So whenever I fib a wick that is like a 1 minute wick or a 50-minute wick, it's not to say it's going to be like an entry. I think I just want to see how price reacts in those areas, because it could either give me confidence for a trade or show me that it's just going to keep running in a certain direction if it blows through it. So like when I marked this wick here, because wicks are gaps, right? Wicks are technically gaps. So every time I mark a wick, think of me just marking like a fair value gap, right? So I wanted to see how it's going to react to this area here after blowing through. Well, I guess I shouldn't have really marked this one because it blew through this, so kind of going for this is all it really had to do, which is what I said at the beginning of the stream. I was saying that if it blows through this, it makes it an inversion gap, which it didn't because it didn't re-enter, but if it just blows straight through it, then it's just going to completely reverse all of yesterday's price action and go for up here. It's just knowing areas in price where you either want to see a reaction where price pulls away from it or it goes straight through it, and from that it kind of gives you a confidence in a trade. But the main thing is knowing which liquidity pools price is going to target, because obviously that's where you're going to put your TP. Because if you don't know where price is going to go, then why are you entering the trade? Like if this was just chop, then you'd have really nothing to be aiming for, and you just get lost in the sauce. And I guess with this, like, even just knowing the liquidity pools that price will target, you can still have winning trades. Like, look how fucking awful this entry is, and it's still a winning trade, like, no matter what. So I can just move my stop into profit. But do I really want to do that? Yeah, whatever, sure. Put it down here, because if it breaks this gap, then it's going to reverse, but it's whatever. Price could still hit the stop, by the way, because it's so late in the day that the chance of it respecting any kind of PD arrays is less likely, just because of the time of the day. I am looking at this CE of the wick, see if it bounces off of it. Barely missed it. And if you also look, so I'll keep that there, but it's going to be kind of confusing. At this wick CE, you can see that this candle here, it bounced off of it, and that's just kind of showing the strength of wicks and fibs on wicks. It's kind of what you're aiming for. But again, time of day, nothing can ever really be trusted here, but it's just showing the kind of concept, right, where you're going to mark wick fibs, you're going to mark gap fibs, you know, and it's the main kind of point of interest is going to be CE, but days where it wants to rally away from opening gaps, like today actually, where it just rallied away from opening gap, you can see that it dug into the quarterly of the opening gap. So this is because it opened higher, this is still in a sense the lower quartile. The blue line's always the lower quartile of my fibs. So yeah, just for sense, I guess, so we'll call it the upper quartile because it's higher. So upper quartile of this gap, touched it and then just bounced off of it. But you know, if you're using it as targets, especially in the opening gap, I would normally go for CE, which is the green one. We'll see. But yeah, I mean, point in case, even at this horrible time of day, 10:30, I don't think I've traded at 10:30 in like a year, but here we are, second day of streaming, breaking all of my rules. Yeah. Point and concept. But it does create screen clutter having that many lines. But I think I'm just like illustrating it for you guys. I'm just showing you where my eyes are when I'm looking at the chart. Classic post 10 a.m. chop. This is where trade opens when they're clean. Oh, my 1 minute isn't accurate. Love that. Oh, we got a 5 minute immediate rebalance. Doesn't matter if it's like a tick over. I would still call that an immediate rebalance. Yeah, there you go. That's how immediate rebalance works, right? So you get one, and then price just continues in the direction. Green candles, price is going to go up. And then it'll finally hit my TP. There you go. So I guess, even though breaking my rules, horrible entry, disappointed in myself for taking that entry, but the kind of lesson, I guess, that I guess somebody could take away from it is like learning structure and how price moving through inefficiencies gives confluence is how I target my areas of liquidity, right? So, start of the day, I was saying that we were going into premium, right, from this hourly range. So we have the hourly range here. I'll get rid of this inversion gap, but we will come back to that in a second. So we had the hourly range here. I'll get rid of this fib here for now, just so you can see this one fib. Hourly range, we were coming up at open around here, right? So open was here. So yeah, we were literally right in the middle of the range at open. So we were going into premium at open, which is why I had a short bias. Also because this new day opening gap, new day gap, sorry, hadn't been touched. So I was expecting us to go down into here. So I took a short around the structure breaking on the midpoint of that range, going into premium. So when my chart wants to load, okay, well, I think we can still see it here. I don't know how delayed the stream is, but hopefully it's right. So it was in this here. I took it like here because took two highs. I was expecting just a sell model and for it to nuke down into the opening gap, into the new day gap, but it chopped and then just sent straight off. And you can see it sent off of the upper quartile of the opening gap, like I mentioned a few minutes ago. So from that, didn't take any trades for a while, because obviously if we have a short bias, we're not just going to immediately switch to long because we got stopped out, right? We're going to have to wait for confluence. The immediate confluence I got to actually enter a long, even if it was a horrible entry, was this 15-minute gap. When it ripped through this 15-minute gap, it made an inversion gap. So, which to be fair, I still wasn't looking for entries, but any kind of, I guess you could enter here off the inversion gap. But as soon as that created an inversion gap, I was like, okay, any kind of bullish array we get now, it's going to go for this buy side. Because why else would it rip through an inversion or rip through a fair value gap, right? So, didn't want to go short, clearly. It was just nuking up all day. Nuked through the only that kind of higher time frame PD array that could be bearish. So no, I guess it would be a premium array, right? Because we're in premium, so it nuked through it, and so like, okay, we have to switch our bias. We have to look for the next pool of liquidity and what it's actually targeting, which is up here. And that's kind of why, no matter what your entry, as long as you have good risk management. So I entered on low contracts because I was like, it's a shit entry. We're not going to enter on like fucking 10 micros, are we? Enter on 3, and then just target. It doesn't really matter, right? Manage your stop. So once you're in profit, move it to break even. Move it. I forget where we entered, to be honest. It's like here or something, maybe. Something like around here. It was such a rubbish entry. Literally not even off a PD array. I just ended because I knew it was going to go here, right? And yeah, manage your stop. So I guess once it like goes up, you kind of have to manage your stop off of the inversion. So I was managing my stop off the inversion, right? Because we were on such low contracts that even down here it was like a 250 loss, which for my account size is not that big of a loss. So yeah, and then once we were in a decent amount of upward movement, you can just put your stop break even or put it below like the nearest bullish fair value gap, which would be like, again, I don't know where I entered, but like put it like here or something. So it breaks the fair value gap, it would stop you out to reverse you. But yeah, kind of a ramble. Hopefully the point got across. Constantly be on the lookout for what price is doing. You know, don't be like, oh, it has to go to this target because, or it was at open, it was really, really high probability, so now it's going to be high probability the entire session. That's just not how it works, right? Even though this does look like an amazing short, today just didn't want to go down. So I was like, okay, look at what it's doing, because it always has a reason for doing it. I was like, okay, if you want to nuke through this, you're just going to go for this. That's pretty much it. Pretty much the trade idea for today. Horrible entry. Like the worst entry I've had in a very long time. But the win streak continues, even though it's not technically a winning day in Topstep eyes because it's only $150. Yeah, you need $200 for it to be a winning day in Topstep eyes. Which is why you see most of my trades are like just above $200 at least. I normally kind of push it. But today is not the day to push it. I think if I pushed this now, I would be down like $1,000. Just for an extra $50 is not worth it. But yeah, it means I'm not going to be able to get my payout tomorrow if tomorrow is a winning day. But it keeps the account balance up, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. As long as your account balance keeps going up, and your capital reservation is clean, you'll be a profitable trader. Your horrible stats on the day, horrible entry on the day, but a few proof of concepts. What the fuck just happened to my chart? Why did it fully reset? What? Great. I have to clean it up. Get rid of all this gay shit. I don't know why my account just fully reset. Love that. Thank you, Topsteps. But yeah, see, literally took the buy side that I wanted to take for the entire session, and now it's reversing. Yeah, but again, I'm not going to trade the reversal just because I knew it was going to go to the buy side. You take whatever's high confidence, right? So there's no high confidence liquidity pools left for this session. So this session is over, and that's probably where I'm going to end the stream. So pretty sure that you're the only one in here, Lucas. So thank you for joining me. I don't know if you're on the train or anything, but you're. So yeah, that is the end of the stream. I will be back tomorrow, same time, like 2:15 p.m. New York time. No, p.m. New York time? p.m. UK time. Fucking idiot. And then 9:15 a.m. New York time. See you.